Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream on the TKW Facebook page. My name is Kenny, and just wanted to hop on here just to give a little bit of an update because it did get a little bit crazier than what we thought this for this afternoon's update. But wanted to jump on here because we do have a couple thunderstorm warnings here that I want to bring your attention to here. We do have one that's going right over Belleville right now, just past Millstout, going to O'Fallon. That is going to be bringing some large hail up to an inch and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So some pea-size to quarter-size hail with this storm, but it is significant enough that we should go for a live stream here. But these storms really weren't supposed to do anything. The atmosphere was not really primed for severe weather, but here it is here. So we do have one severe thunderstorm warning in Illinois in the St. Clair area, just going to past Belleville, O'Fallon, Lebanon, Millstott, and St. Clair County. So that's going to be moving off to the northern east, just past Collinsville, up near Highland and Marine up there as well. But you can see a couple of other storms that we have around here. Just want to come up here for an update here. We don't have any watches, just a couple warnings here as well. But we do have a storm down here near Festus, Missouri here. And this has had reports of hail from Potosi. One of our followers here did let us know that there has been some hail here. You can see some bright pink colors, which does indicate some hail this southeast of the Festus going into Maystown over into Monroe County in Illinois. But some strong hail and damaging winds are possible with this system and storms around this area. But we do have another storm coming into the Potosi area, which is going to be right down the assembly line to DeSoto and the Festus region. That is bringing some large hail and some damaging winds at the ping pong sites with this one that's going through Potosi. So I believe Karen is down there. Karen, you do have another storm heading to your way. It's just on the west side of Potosi, and it's going to be moving on to the DeSoto, the Festus area, almost where this area is right here. And just like we just said, new severe thunderstorm warning just coming in for Potosi and southwestern part of Jefferson County here for considerable damage with this severe thunderstorm. So if you're in the DeSoto area, Somerset, Val's Mines, and Platten, Danby, and the south of Festus, I would be on alert that you do have a severe storm coming your way with some considerable damage here, and that is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball size hail with this storm that's coming right on through the Jefferson County, South Central Jefferson County, Southwestern Washington County, and Northwestern St. Francis County with this as well. But the main part here that I was watching is all this rain, thunderstorm, hail system. There's no severe warning with this, but it is going to be moving on our way. You might be hearing that we do have a couple reports coming out that there is a couple pieces of hail with this, I should say. Not sure what I was going to say, but we do have some reports of hail around the area, this around the Union, Franklin County area. Not looking severe at the moment. We don't have any, yes, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings, but we do have some pretty good hail just moving around the Defiance area, heading off into the Weldon Springs, right over the radar site. So we do have some strong storms moving through the area. Nothing severe with this right now, but wouldn't be surprised if we get a warning or two out of this because it is showing some signs of hail around the Union area and as we go up near the Chesterfield area. So that's going to be moving on into St. Charles County, southwestern part of St. Louis County. So we do have some storms on the way, but let's go back over to the big severe thunderstorm for Belleville. If you know anybody in the Belleville or O'Fallon area or the Swansea area, they're getting a huge hailstorm right now with 60-mile-per-hour winds. So don't see any reports coming out of here at the moment. But if you do know anybody over in the Belleville and O'Fallon, right over Belleville right now, right in the whole town of Belleville, and you can see we have some black on the screen, which means some pretty intense hail. It means the radar's really not picking up rain at this point. It doesn't even know what it's picking up. So some strong hail with this. Surprise it's only for less than an inch, but some damage to the vehicles in St. Clair County going all the way up to O'Fallon. O'Fallon's going to be in the next spot. Shiloh as well. Fairview Heights in Illinois is definitely under attack for some hail. Cardinals game currently is not seeing any rain for the Cardinals game, unfortunately, but that is what we're looking at in Belleville. That is probably our strongest storm right now. And the storm coming down to Potosi going through DeSoto right now. So just south of Festus, basically along this line right here. So about south of Festus, might clip the south side of DeSoto, of the city of DeSoto, and around the Potosi area. Maybe a little bit of Bloomsdale, and as we go down through the Peevely area. But that is what we're looking at right now. These storms weren't really supposed to do anything. I did make a couple posts that we weren't expecting any severe weather with these, but we do have a couple of storms. We do have some very strong storms out to the southwest here. And I think we do have a live camera somewhere near this area. If I can pull it up, we can try to get a view. Yeah, not really clear, but you can see that we do have some darkening skies. This is facing the storm in Chesterfield, and that's pulling up through Augusta and Washington with all that hail. Right now, it looks very dark, not very pleasant to be at right now, but we can see there is some storms coming through and there is some intensity for some hail. So make sure you're aware, not of the baseball size, but some golf ball size hail is possible with this. Karen says, thanks, Kenny. We're staying alert. You're welcome. Tasha says, anything gonna hit Glen Carbon, Illinois? I believe Glen Carbon is right here. So at the moment, the immediate threat to Glen Carbon, this storm does look to be like it's going to stay just off to your southeast. So I'm not really too concerned about that, but we do have some instability of some storms forming, but there's almost like a window here of just nothing. So like over through like the Pear, through like Eureka, Sullivan, almost looks like there's absolutely nothing going on. We're not seeing anything form here, but we this have to watch that. But at the immediate concern, there is no threat to Glen Carbon. Maybe if you're on like the southeast side, I say to Glen Carbon near Maryville, you might get a little bit of something, but the main storm here is near Belleville going through O'Fallon. So O'Fallon is about to get hit pretty hard with the thunderstorms and the hail threat here, and they just updated to quarter size hail. So we do have the hail potential with these storms as well. And even though this is not warned, I would park your cars inside, especially if you're going in like St. Charles, St. Peter's, O'Fallon, Chesterfield, Weldon Springs, New Melle, maybe Lake St. Louis just to be safe. But I would be parking my car inside. Even if I was in like Grafton, I would start to get prepared. Maybe Godfrey as well, but we will be expecting some strong storms, capable of producing some hail, as you can see here with this coming through Washington and the Union area. We'll try to find a camera here, but I do have a camera. This is facing west right now from 70, and you can see the storms are pretty nasty coming in here. As you can see on the live cam, this is 70 facing. Way out there in the distance is 270. So that's where that's at, looking towards St. Charles there. But some darkening skies, it is coming in. And I wanted to hop on here because we weren't really expecting anything too crazy, but we do have some decent storms coming around the area. So let me see if I can pull up the camera. Not seeing anything there. Okay, give me 1 second, everyone, while I find the live camera. Let's see if we can see something. I think we might have a good camera. Okay, we already got that one installed. Okay, just give me 1 second. How's everybody doing today? You guys doing okay? Yeah, so here's these storms that's coming out of Chesterfield right now. And a little bit blurry. It's not your vision. It's just the camera quality. And I think we have a Spectrum outage, so we're on some backup internet. So a little bit blurry here, but you can definitely see darkening skies. Nothing really concerning any like tornadoes or anything like that. But we do have some severe storms capable of producing some hail and some damaging winds as well here as we go in through this afternoon. Radar is scanning. Holly says nothing for Des Perez. Right now, we're like right in the middle of between all the storms, and we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. We'll talk about that in just a second. But right now, like I said, the immediate concern near Wildwood, Eureka, Sunset Hills, Maryland Heights. I think we're escaping the window, but we do have to watch these storms over here just in case they want to try to push a little bit east. But the immediate concern, I think we'll be okay. But we do just have a fat severe thunderstorm warning, like pretty fat, for our friends in Eastern. Festus is almost like assembly line, everybody. Festus, Waterloo, Red Bud, all the way into Illinois. I forget what's over here. New Athens, Hecker. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's actually picking up surprisingly over here. But thunderstorm warning for inch quarter size hail. You can see some big time hail just south Burkesville and just northeast of Maystown. Some pretty decent hail with this storm going all the way up into Hecker. Maybe just not quite clipping Waterloo, but we had to kind of watch that. But once again, we do have another storm that's passing through DeSoto, which is going south of Festus right now. So it's pretty busy down there around the I-55 and southern Illinois, Missouri area. Not sure what you call it down there. Right near the river, I should say. And I'm trying to see, if you're new here, we do have 6 monitors. So if you see me looking around, I am actually looking at monitors. But I am looking for a camera. My producer is currently working right now. So it's just me. Not seeing anything crazy right now on the camera, so we'll monitor that. We do have a camera in Festus that is showing us nothing, so not seeing anything at the moment. But right now, we do have some rain around the area. I'm still surprised that this area is not warned for anything. But if you know anybody in St. Peter's or St. Charles, Weldon Springs that is reporting hail, let me know because I am curious with that. Holly says, doing great, waiting to see if we get any action. Yeah, I thought we were, but I think we're right in the middle as of now. Looks like right now we do have 2 spots here. We have 1 spot right here, and we have the main spot down to the southeast of us. South and southeast. So, but this storm that's coming through Potosi is right over Karen right now. She'll probably give us an update in just a minute. But considerable damage is expected. Golf ball sized hail is possible with this storm as well. And then she did post in the comments here. If we can try to get it pulled up. Over down in the Potosi area. And if I can do it correctly. Down in the Potosi area, everyone, Karen did share us some hail that was expected down in Potosi. So here's the post from Karen. Let's get to this screen. So this is right near Potosi. So we have some small hail, not really enough to do some damage, but down near Potosi, heading to DeSoto and just south of Festus, this is kind of what we can expect. So this is what Karen sent us. And feel free to share the photos with us in the comments or on Messenger. But right now, just wanted to come on just for a little update here, just let you guys know what's going on. But like I said, these storms near Union, Washington, Augusta, let's see, St. Albans, Defiance, Hamburg, Tunerville, Weldon Springs, Cottleville, St. Peter's, really some heavy thunderstorms. I'm surprised we don't see any warnings with this as of right now. And it looks like we are getting some reports of thunder in the St. Charles region as well. And I can hear the storms. You can kind of see it on the camera here. Way out in the distance, you can see where the heavy rain, thunderstorms actually looks pretty scary in my opinion. But wouldn't be surprised if we have some isolated hail with this as well. But rain and thunderstorms are moving in, not for everyone at the moment, but you can see it is definitely going through near the St. Charles area. And wow, look at this. This is not 270 south of McKelvey, but you can see another live look at the traffic camera here. This is looking south or southwest, I should say. And you can see where the rain is at. Some heavy, dark clouds is where some severe storm or non-severe storms, but wouldn't be surprised if there's some hail in there. But moving back into the radar view, once again, we do have the severe storm going through O'Fallon, just on the west side of Lebanon, just north of Shiloh right now is the heaviest part. If you're anywhere near Highway 50 or on Scott Troy Road in Illinois, just east of O'Fallon, is where you're seeing the major hailstorm coming through right now. And wouldn't be surprised if we had some hail just near Roachtown as well as the Smithton, Freeburg. Not warned right now, but the south of it, the south of Waterloo, Maystown, just north of Redbud, into Smithton and New Athens is where we're seeing some severe storms, almost like a conveyor belt right now. Let's see. Karen said second round of hail here. Yep. Might be a little bit more because we do have a damage considerable tag up to golf ball sized hail. So make sure inside away from windows because it is a little bit heavier than the first time that it came through. Tammy Butler says the stuff to the west, which way is that going? I'm in South St. Louis County. So right now we do have some storms to our south here, just around the Arnold area. Nothing too all crazy. So we have some storms to the south here near the Festus and Waterloo area. That is not going to be any factor. Now we do have some storms off to the west, like you're mentioning right here. That's not warned right now. I do believe the current track should be to the north and east right here. So right where this line is where I do expect to see where most of the storms should be. So in South St. Louis County, I do believe we'll be okay. But if you're in Union right now, that is pretty severe, pretty non-severe thunderstorms. And let me check the velocities on this at the moment. And let me scan around the velocity. Some non-thunderstorm wind gust around the area, up to around like 50 miles per hour. Not severe at the moment, but definitely some heavy winds moving through. If you're anywhere near the St. Peter, St. Charles, Union, Glide House, Villa Ridge, Bowles, Augusta, I would be on alert if I was in Augusta or just east of Washington right now. Wayne says hail here in Franklin County. Oh, yes. Big time hail. Some golf ball size. Surprise is not warned. I would not be surprised, like I keep saying, if there is a warning for this. I would not be surprised. Tammy Butler says, thanks, you are welcome. And you can see right down below me, if you look on the live camera here, it looks pretty nasty down there. That is looking at Franklin County, moving up to the north and east. And it looks pretty scary, in my opinion. It's not really want to be outside, especially if you have any cars outside near the Augusta area, just around the Washington. Moving up through Defiance, Mechanicsville, Cottleville, St. Peters, St. Charles. This is what's on the way and happening right outside your window. But once again, we do not have any severe warnings for this area right now. But here's another live look, looking straight at the storm here. And it looks pretty scary here. See some dark, low-level clouds, which indicate some severe thunderstorms. I'm calling it severe thunderstorms, but indicating some strong storms here. Not seeing any lightning with this, but some hail is possible, golf ball size hail with these storms as well. Let's see, they changed the camera around. Of course they did. Looks like we just have a pop shower popping up here near Robertson, just east of Bridgeton, right along Lindbergh, right by the airport where the tunnel is. If you're around that area, we do have a shower here popping up. Nothing severe at the moment, but there is some energy around the Hazelwood, Bridgeton, near 270 and Lindbergh area, right near the airport. You can see it just updated. Right near 270 in Lindbergh, there is a heavy thunderstorm pushing through. Not severe right now, but we do have to watch that just in case. Now, we do have a new radar scan coming in. The storm near Lebanon is starting to get out of our coverage area, but not looking all too impressive at the moment. But some heavy wind with that is possible. But the main storm here is just near south of Waterloo. I know we have a couple people here. Round Waterloo, quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind is heading near Redbud towards New Athens, just east of Maidstown and just east of Festus. But once we get through Potosi, it's going to be going right near the same spots. But I do believe DeSoto and Festus should stay clear of that. And what a nasty looking storm. You see that in the bottom part, the screen here? That is very, very, very nasty. All right, let's see here. And you can see it on our Oakville WX camera. You can definitely see towards the bottom of the screen here. Don't mind the 404. We found it, but you can see towards the Oakville camera courtesy of Oakville WX, some very darkening clouds are coming through. So we can see it off in the distance from Oakville. So it's probably going to get dark here if it hasn't already in your location. But looks like Oakville should be okay for the time being. But I'm very surprised that there is no warning on that. But pretty impressive storm here. All right. Just checking a couple things here. We're going to change this camera around. See if we can get down here. Yeah, very darkening skies around. Okay, that's there. Yeah, that's Boone's Crossing, but they haven't zoomed in. Yeah, okay. So here's another look just around Boone's Crossing down in Chesterfield where these storms are just a little bit. We can see down the distance here, but the heaviest storms are going to be moving. I do think it's going to clip Chesterfield here with how it's moving. I do think it's making a little bit of right hand turn. So I would start to watch out if I was in Wildwood, Ellisville, Baldwin, Chesterfield. I would watch out for these storms if I was you. I would be just a little bit concerned as well, but these are just your classic thunderstorms, bring some small hail with it. This is not anything severe right now, but it's definitely enough to be looking out for. Okay, let me go here. Someone is telling me to check the 370 at 27. I mean at 370 at 70 camera. There's something, but not a lot. Someone says to check the 370 and 70 camera. You can see some heavy rain is moving through. This is where we can see some hail. Kind of hard to see with this right now, but wouldn't be surprised if we see some hail, but very heavy downpours. This is right at Salt River Road, the last exit before you get the 70 on 370. So some heavy storms coming through. It's almost like a assembly line, but like I said, nothing severe right now, but wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of hail. Mom says I'm getting ready to leave work. Will I make it before the hail? It's possible. It is possible. It's dark in Baldwin right now. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, I would be a little bit on the watch out if I was you because these look like they're kind of making its way. So Baldwin, Ellisville, Wildwood, Chesterfield, and Melrose. I would be on alert for these thunderstorms, not severe thunderstorms, but they are showing hail on the radar. So I will watch how, even in around like the Maryland Heights, I wouldn't be too concerned. We do have some light rain, looks like, but we're very close to the radar site. So it's kind of hard to get a exact what's was exactly happening. Can't speak. Let's see. We do have a report coming out of Potosi of 1 inch hail. Flood advisory is going to be in effect for the area. This area, I don't have it turned on, but there is a flood advisory. So they have issued it for Franklin, St. Charles, St. Louis, and Warren County until 5 p.m. So these thunderstorms are capable of producing some heavy rain around the area. Half dollar size hail in Bonne Terre area? Yes, that's where we expect the severe thunderstorms around their Val Mines, DeSoto, just south of DeSoto and the Festus, but near the cave in Bonne Terre, Potosi area. Definitely seeing some hail up to half dollar size hail is being reported. Renee says major hail in O'Fallon. Yes, major hail in O'Fallon. It is being reported and it's accurate according to what we see to the radar. I'm very surprised that we are not seeing any warnings for the hail at least. But if you guys do have any pictures or videos of the hail, I would love to see it and we can get you up on the live stream. Jason said downtown has baseball and soccer going on when rain hitting downtown St. Louis. So St. Louis is a little bit far out. I'm watching this spot right here. It may try to clip this St. Louis, but at the moment, the immediate threat is some light showers are possible around the St. Louis area. But we'll definitely keep you updated just in case if that changes. But look at this. It's just crazy. Like, look at this storm here on the camera here. That's what's coming up almost right near 44 there. So it's moving towards the camera, just a little bit towards the camera, maybe to the left. So, but that is what it's looking like right outside. And I would not go out there if you don't have to. Let's see, Puff and Stuff. I like that name, Puff and Stuff. St. Clair in the clear? Yes, St. Clair is in the clear. We do have some couple thunderstorms on the backside, but right now everything's to the north of you. But I do believe you will be okay. Looks like the main severe storms that were really supposed to cause the main point of concern is down to the south. Allie says, what about Redbud, Illinois? It's Randolph County. Oh, it's right on. I think you're right on the spot there. Yeah, so you're right on the clip. You have a lot of hail coming towards your way if you're in Redbud. It just looks like it might just went through town right now if it's not already, but do have some off to the west, and it's gonna be keep going like assembly line, probably for a couple hours or so. But I would keep your cars inside because you can see all this is going right towards your way. So you're in a little bit of a tornado watch, so we do have to keep that in mind as well. But right now, you'll have a lot of hail for the Redbud area. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on my shop page. Oh, you're okay. Cool name. Bryce says, what about St. Peter's? St. Peter's, you're getting some hail at the moment. We just had a report coming of the hail coming through, but hail is falling right now as we go into the St. Peter's area, and there's more on the way. It's going right over Weldon Springs, the radar site here near Colville as well. So more hail, small hail is on the way. No warnings right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see one. Puffin Stuff says, thank you. Come visit sometimes. Okay, we'll have to check it out. Might just visit just for the name. Is there any merchandise that you have for Puffin stuff? Maybe you could send it to TKW. But here is the storm, folks, that are moving this way. This is what St. Louis County is about to get right here. You guys see this? Take a look. Take a look. Looking out the window for you, but this is what we can kind of expect here coming through. So we're going to have some thunderstorm, some small hail is going to be possible with these storms coming up. The camera is looking right at the storm, so this is a good picture of what we can really expect coming our way. But the St. Louis County area is going to be start to get some action a little bit soon. And it looks like we do have a small storm popping up around the Eureka area. Looks like that's starting to get some intensity. So we do have to watch Valley Park and Des Perez, Baldwin, Westwood, Creve Coeur, Ladue, places like those, because that might combine with the system and make it just a little bit stormy. So, but once again, large hail or small hail, but the hail threat is here around all where you see this pink on the radar. Looking at some updates coming in. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that. Let's see, we have all your smoking hippie stuff, lots of vapes. Bryce says, "Yep, we got some pre-sized hail about 5 minutes ago. Wouldn't be surprised if you get just a little bit more. We have a little bit more coming your way as well. But I do want to try to find a camera over there, see if we can get some hail on the stream here. And I think we got one. I think if this is facing the right way, should give us a nice view. Not sure. I think this is facing west, but you can see the rain is falling out there. So everybody that's in St. Peter's and whatnot, you guys are definitely experiencing some strong storms. This is looking east of Cave Springs. So you can see it's taking over on the right hand side of the screen where all the sunlight is. Then the left side is all the storms coming through. But like I said, just your classic thunderstorms here. Small hail is possible. And let me go back to this camera. We're just going to watch this. Look how nasty this storm is, folks. You guys see this right now? Very impressive. This is about as classic as you can get with the thunderstorms. All right, look at this coming in. This coming right towards the camera. And where this camera is at is the next exit right here is 44 and 141. So, and it's looking right into the storm. So, pretty crazy here. You see that top part of the clouds? Very dark clouds. Might pack some wind in here, but crazy view right now in this camera. Yeah, that one's not really showing anything, but like I said, this is crazy. If you guys like storms and you want to see what a classic storm looks like, this is what it looks like, everyone. This is what your classic storm like. Wow, like this is just crazy. I do believe St. Louis County is now getting some rain and some isolated hail. So, but look at this. This is all coming through right now. And I just got a notification from Alexa that it's about to rain. So, thank you, Alexa. But you can keep watching that in the bottom hand of the screen here. So, but just crazy. Amy says, "Hi. Hi, Amy. How are you today? Happy Sunday. Glad to see you here." Like I said, nothing really too concerning. The only concerning storm we have is near the Redbud and the Potosi area, but these are hailers right now. No tornadoes at the moment. There's some small quarter-sized hail with these storms, but these are the storms. This is what the camera is looking at. It's almost like pointing this way, a little bit this way too, but some strong storms, maybe some isolated hail is going to be moving through, but you can see starting to take a little bit of a right hand turn here. So if you're near Maryland Heights, Chesterfield, Baldwin, Wildwood, Creve Coeur, Des Press, Overland, St. John, Bridgeton, Hazelwood, Florissant, I would be prepared to see some hail. Ida says, hello from Robertsville. Hi, Ida. You see the storm that we have on the camera here? I don't think there's no other camera that's better than this, even though it's starting to take it over. But here you go, Ida. Look at this. And surprisingly, if you guys are curious, this is not warned, but pretty impressive storm right now coming onto the camera. Let's see, new warning coming in, not for us, hearing in my ear. I want to see if we can keep following this storm, see if we can get some cameras on the upside. Don't see nothing yet, but I am seeing if we have any cameras facing that way, if we can watch it or not. But look at this camera, folks. I'm just keeping it up here. I'm looking for other cameras to try to stay out in front of this, but this is pretty crazy right now. And it looks like it's just missing the Eureka area, according to the camera. But like, wow. Wow, everybody. Give me 1 second. Just check in a little bit. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Amy is asking Columbia, Illinois, Dupont, Illinois area. All right. Let's check that real quickly. And you can keep watching the storm in the bottom part of the screen here. Dupont, Illinois, Columbia area looks to be fine at the moment. All your storms are to the south, and I think we'll keep it that way. So I think around the Columbia, Illinois, I think you'll be just fine at the moment. Jennifer says, hello, how are you today? We do have some storms moving through. Not severe at the moment, but you can probably hear the thunder outside the door. So you can see we do have some thunderstorms moving through. You can see the bottom part of the camera here is what we're expecting coming through the area. But wouldn't be surprised if we get some small hail. So make sure the cars are parked inside is my recommendation here. And they were wanting to issue a watch, but it's only 20%. So no watch is issued as well. Let's see. Looking at some reports here. Not really seeing anything too crazy, so that is great. But it looks like we have the big time storm coming into Chesterfield now with some hail picking up on the radar here. So around Ellisville, Baldwin, Chesterfield, Maryland Heights, Ben Bush, anywhere near Parkway North, Parkway Central, any of the Parkway schools. If you're near any of the Parkway schools, you're going to be with some threats. Look at that. See that? That's probably what it looks like if we are looking outside, which we don't want to do. And if we had the drone up, but the drone is not going up when it looks like this. Let's see. Looks like Julie Anderson has sent us a photo. Let's get that in real quick. 1 moment, please, everybody. You can see some hail. This is over near the Newtown area. So some pea-sized to maybe quarter-sized, nickel-sized hail is falling. It's almost like cheese curd heaven over in the Newtown area. Appreciate you, Julie. So that's kind of what we can expect here coming into the St. Louis County area, everybody. Do this to monitor too. Okay, so once again, we do have the storms coming through the Maryland Heights, St. Louis County area. Pretty severe, in my opinion, right now. So we are getting a lot of lightning, according to the weather station on top of our roof, that it is approaching. So we have some light rain around the area, but looks like we do have some strong storms. Let me see around the velocities if we're seeing anything. Nothing on the velocities besides some strong winds are going to be possible with this. Let's see. Ida says, I enjoy storms as long as there's no tornado threat involved. Yeah, so the tornado threat as of right now looks almost zero. So, but you can see down below the camera is getting overtaken right now by the storm. You can see it's pretty windy at the moment. And let me see, get some cameras here along the way. I do think the Cardinals game might have a quick stoppage. It may have a quick stoppage. Let's see the new radar scan coming through. And you can see big time hail, small hail going right towards the studio here. We're right near 141 and 364 here. And not sure if we have it loaded. Let's take it. Yes, somebody asked me how many monitors I have. I have 6. Okay, give me 1 second. Gotta type it. I think we have another view here. Let's see if we can get that going. Not showing too much, but we do have the Creve Coeur Airport camera. So you can see the storm's not exactly looking the right way, but you can see it is raining here at the. This is basically where we are around the Creve Coeur Airport. So, Mandy, I do appreciate you following. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. But we do have some rain and some storms coming through the St. Louis County area. And wouldn't be surprised if we get some small hail as well. Once again, let's go back to the radar. And like I said, if you're in the Chesterfield area, Round Olive Boulevard, Chesterfield, and 64, let's see, 64 and Olive is where you don't want to be right now. You can see the storm is taking over right now on the camera. We're just going to switch that out. Try to go over here. Yeah, you can see blinding rain around Chesterfield. This is looking right into the storm. So, like I said, no funnel clouds, no wall clouds with this, just your classic thunderstorms moving through. Summertime thunderstorms. We are currently 74 in the 70s right now, I should say. So, we're seeing some classic thunderstorms with some hail being possible with this as well. So, you can see some rain curtains, some wind. But, like I said, these are not warned at the moment. Dad says, what about Arnold? Arnold at the immediate time is okay, but there is some storms that are starting to pop up here. So Arnold, I'll be on the lookout, but right now, nothing severe as this is moving through. Now on the backside, we're looking okay. So we just have this to get through here. But you can see Chesterfield, we do have some pink areas going to be going right over the studio, right over my car that I just got. So hopefully it stays okay. We just put the car cover on the other vehicles, but right over the car, over the house, we should be seeing. And I think we have a camera. Yeah, so this is basically right at the headquarters here. This is the street to get into the headquarters here at TKW. And right now we're not seeing anything yet at this moment. We're not seeing anything at this moment, but the camera is shaking. Does show that severe storms are moving through the area as we expect. But like I said, it is pretty nasty outside. And I'm not hearing anything outside at the moment. Let's see, that is looking north. That's looking the wrong way. Do we have one that's looking south? Yeah, so I really hear it outside. Right now, this is probably the best camera that we got at the moment. So we'll keep that because this is right near Page. Not a whole lot going on. And you can see, like we mentioned before, that the storms, you can see it from a distance. You can see that it's coming here. So you can see way at the bottom of the screen where it says 404, you can really see the storms coming through. So look at that. Here's another look courtesy of Oakville WX. So I do want to check something real quick here as the storms are moving through. Because I can hear it hit the window outside. See if we have any hail. Are we seeing any hail, anybody? Can you guys let me know if we're seeing any hail at the moment? But right now, it is going right over the studio here. So you can see the camera down below is starting to change very quickly here. So it's going right over studios here at 141 and 340 Olive Street, going all the way through 364. It's going to go right over this camera right below me here. So just seeing some rain. Okay. Yeah, I can hear it outside. It's pretty intense right now. So, but yeah, we do have some storms. Once again, everyone, they're not severe. They're not severe at the moment. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. But right now, I'm just zooming in a little bit on the house right now. But you can see all of St. Louis County is moving east. Made a little bit of a turn here. So, and if we look off into the distance from the EarthCam view of the St. Louis Arch, you can see the storms are moving on to this way. It's going to move right toward this camera here. So, the storms are out there. I hear the wind. I hear the rain. I hear everything outside. So, make sure you guys are inside. Like I said, nothing severe. Some small hail is possible. Yeah. Look at this. This is basically what's happening right outside the house. Mom says I'm driving right now. Yeah, I might want to pull over right now because if you can see this on the live stream, it is getting pretty heavy here right outside the window. And I do hear some hail. We do have hail at the studios. I hear it right outside. So you can see some blinding rain. It's going right over this camera, everybody. We do have hail at the studio. I hear it. And it's very strong right now. And keep in mind, everybody, it's not severe right now. But I would definitely be inside or at least pull off to the side of the road if you're driving right now. But I definitely hear some heavy rain and hail because the hail core is right over us. So Christopher's watching this right now. I would make sure that the car cover is still on. Because the hail threat is right over us right now here at the studios. And it's moving just a little bit. Yeah, right on top of the house, right over the camera. And you can see below me, we do have some hail popping up on the screen here. St. Clair's reporting ping pong size hail. Bonne Terre is also reporting ping pong size hail. Jennifer says, hail here. Yeah, we are right on top of it. This is the peak right now, everybody. But let's not forget about the folks down here near Des Perez, Sunset Hills, Westwood, right near Lindbergh in 64 and 170. Because you'll be the next one in the lineup here. So this is moving towards downtown. Like I said, nothing severe at the moment, but we are seeing some wind and hail right now. So heavy rain is at the studio. We just took a peek outside. Don't take a peek outside, but we just took a peek outside and we are seeing not any hail at the moment, but very, 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 very heavy rain. So very heavy rain is coming through right now. So a classic thunderstorm here. Some small pea-sized hail is possible with this storm. So you see right here on the camera as we see it moving through. And let's see if we can get this camera moved up. And you can start to see at the Oakfield WX camera, you can see those clouds moving in. Storms moving in, folks. Next people on the list are Clayton, downtown St. Louis, Richmond Heights, Jennings, Normandy, Ferguson, Florissant, and Spanish Lake is all in the path of these storms. And also Arnold and Eureka at the current moment as well. So right now you can see the storms moving in. Here's another live look at Amiot on 364, right where the hail and rainstorm is. So you might be able to hear the thunder from the studio here. Pretty intense storm, folks. Yeah, we didn't really expect it to do this, but you can see the camera shaking a little bit. This camera is a little bit high up here, so. But just checking on the folks down here and near the Redbud area, since it's not severe at the moment. Redbud, like I said, you're just on a conveyor belt of thunderstorms here. So we do have a strong one just pulled out of Bonne Terre, and that's going to be going up for ping pong sized hail. Might clip the south part of you and Redbud. Oh, Everett Reese, he is located here in Maryland Heights, right where we are. So, but it looks like it's starting to calm down a little bit over the studio as it keeps moving off to the east. But the next point in line, let me see if I can get the camera fast enough, everybody. There's really nothing behind it. So once you get this and it starts to wind down, pretty much done for a day. So this is going to be the next spot here, right below your screen here, or right below my face, I should say, of the next spot where the thunderstorm is going to be moving. So once again, Ferguson, Florissant, Ferguson, Jennings, the city of St. Louis, the Central West End, the Botanical Garden area, Tower Grove, St. Louis, all the way down near Ivory, Jefferson Barracks, Oakville. It's all going to be the next in line to see these kind of storms. But like I said, nothing severe, but we have been receiving some small hail with these storms. John says St. Anne getting hard now. Oh, yes, we just got it. It's right on top of you right now. Right near Pattonville, Maryland Heights on Dorset Road, near Lindbergh, near Fifi Road, and Old St. Charles Rock Road. It's where the heaviest is at the moment. But like I said, nothing severe right now, but we do have some hail being reported. But behind that, looks like we should be A-okay. Maybe some rain behind it, but overall, not looking too crazy. But just coming out south of Potosi, Karen, you're out of the way of the storms and DeSoto and the Festus area. But just watch out. Definitely, if you're in Redbud, you do still have some more chances of storms going into Illinois. But Waterloo, you'll be just fine. But the heaviest storms keep moving on through here. Thunder and lightning is expected with these storms. And just wanted to show you, looks like we have a couple people taking a picture. Not sure if the arch or the cool view of the thunderstorms, but you can see the main line coming through. So we are going to have some stoppage of the baseball game here. You can see the lights are on out in the distance. This is courtesy of the Earth camera. But very ominous clouds. Looks like we got a couple people down there trying to take some photos. Hopefully they leave in time. Someone let them know that a storm is coming. Hopefully they can see it, because we sure can. But like I said, this classic thunderstorm's moving through. We'll check the Oakville camera. I think it might be just a little bit to the south. Yeah. Oakville camera is definitely showing some storms moving through the area. You can see way down the distance near the 404 sign. It's just a warning system is broken. Hey, Dad. A little bit confused on your comment. But it looks like most places behind it, you can see right at the 270 and 170. That's where it's going right now. Right on top of this camera here. So everybody's getting a little bit of rain, thunderstorm action here. Nothing too crazy. But you can see some lightning on the screen. Heavy downpour, some small hail. But like I said, and repeating that, no severe storms as of right now. Ellisville got hit. Yeah, a lot of people got hit with this. Looks like the tornado watch did get canceled for some of this area down here. Just haven't updated yet. But if you're in Bryan's Mill, Arnold area, I would be on the lookout, and Sunset Hills going into Illinois of some hail being possible. So you can really see on this camera that it's taking a beating to it. This is 270 and 170. So this is heading to the Florissant area near Old Jamestown Blackjack. So this is kind of what you can expect right now coming your way. Probably not enough hail to cause damage, but enough to cause concern. Look at that. That's crazy. This is a pretty intense storm. A nice, classic, almost summertime storm, if you ask me. And you see, look at those low clouds here on the St. Louis Arch Cam. Those people are still standing out there. They don't have much time, but you can see the dark, ominous clouds, scary clouds moving through. This is looking towards downtown St. Louis, if you're not familiar. And it looks like they are finally going. So good job, whoever told those people. But like I said, down below the camera here, heaviest storm going right into Florissant right now. And nothing severe at the moment, but just wanted to keep you guys aware of what's going on. Just thought I'll pop in here, let you guys know what's happening. Yeah, this storm near Bryan's Mill, near Valley Park, Parksdale, we have to watch that. It is growing a little bit of strength here. Not talking tornado potential, but some hail potential may be likely with this storm. And everybody who is still watching, we will have our video this evening talking about more severe weather. Yes, we do have more severe weather on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we do have to watch out for that. But right now, Ferguson, Florissant, going into Illinois. I know we do have the Glen Carbon. Glen Carbon is going to be on the list right now for some potential severe storms, but some hail with this, especially down here near Sappington, Green Park, Lakeshire, going across 55. But once again, no severe warnings right now. We do have it just in place just for these down here near Bloomsdale, just south of Redbud. So I forget who's down there in south of Redbud, but I think we'll be okay. Festus and Peevely, just some light rain, but we'll be okay. But the Bryan's Mill storm, Parksdale, Murphy, the Fenton area really does have my attention here. Interested to see what it does. So I will watch out on Sunset Hills, Lakeshire, Cahokia. I would be on the lookout for this storm. Let's see. We might be able to find it. Go here. Unfortunately, we do lose the cameras once we go into Illinois. Oh, totally forgot about my favorite camera. Let's see, my favorite camera. Where are you? Yeah, so it has a pole in it, but in the way, but this is a nice camera looking off to the west. But the main point here is the Eureka storm. And Bryan's Mill going to Sunset Hills, the Fenton area. This is the heaviest as well. This storm is starting to weaken over Florissant, going to Blackjack, Spanish Lake to 367. And it looks like a little bit of a pocket of some small hail going to Bellefonte, Neighbors, Riverview, getting ready to cross over the river. So we saw some storms in O'Fallon, Belleville, Collinsville today. We'll probably see just a little bit more. But the Bryan's Mill Eureka storm, I really do think that has some potential. You know what? Let's check the velocities here. Velocities not showing as much in the wind department, but let's see the hail. Yeah, definitely seeing some small parts of hail around the area. So just west of Bryan's Mill, gonna be going up to the Murphy and the Fenton region. So be on the lookout for that as well. But as far as the hail indicator, not really seeing anything too crazy to Sunset Hills, but the Florissant storm does look to be weakening. All right, just moving the cameras around, trying to get one on that Fenton storm. Not seeing anything yet. Let's see. Let's look down here. Hopefully it faces. No, that's north. Yeah, I can't get a camera on the Fenton storm just yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, not really showing anything too crazy here. But we'll definitely keep a watch on that Fenton storm because I really do think that will have potential to do something. But once we get into Cahokia, hail threat for Cahokia and Dupo coming out with the latest radar scan. But yeah, I do think the Bryan's Mill High Ridge area, if you know about in the High Ridge area, potential non-severe thunderstorm is coming your way. Leslie says, I'm in Fenton on the edge of Murphy. You can hear thunder coming. Yeah, so right now, you say on the edge of Murphy. Yeah, so it is coming your way. So we don't have a camera quite there, but yes, it is coming your way. And some small hail and wind is possible with this. Not severe, but we still need to be on the lookout. And it looks like we do have it popping up on this camera here to your left side. So nothing wall cloud, tornado, nothing like that, but we do have a chance for small hail off to the left side there. The sun is trying to pop out, so I'm pretty sure it's about over for the Potosi area. Yeah, this is about the last bit that we have, but I would just watch out just in case of these southern storms. You might get just a little bit more. You're right on the line, but you're just in a break right now. But these are all behind the cold front, so that's why we're not seeing any crazy storms right now. But this trying to monitor the Fenton storm as we go through here. The storm that's going through Fenton. Trying to find a camera that faces that way. All of them face towards the city. So I don't really see nothing yet. Looking at the cameras here. Usually Kings Highway can get us a good view. And it's looking the other way actually, so. Yeah, not seeing, can't really get a good view on this at the moment, but we will be watching if we can. Just trying to take a peek here. But this storm that's moving through, it's going to be going over to Fenton. But if you're near Paulina Hills, oh, we do have a camera there. I remember Paulina Hills. That's a popular spot. So looking north, looking north. So we have the Paulina camera ready when it gets to that place. So, but like I said, High Ridge right now, we don't have any cameras over here. It would be very nice if we did, but very strong storm. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a warning with this actually, just for the hail potential. But this keeps going. It should go right over our camera here at Oakville. So, Amy said, just heard thunder. Yeah, might be from off to your west. It's pretty big storm. Let's see what this is picking up here. Yeah, the Oakville camera not picking up anything too crazy at the moment, but we are monitoring that camera. But right now, let's see any reports coming in. It's just tornado warning. Way off over here. Tornado warning in effect, first one of the day, or one of the first near this area. New Athens reporting hail, ping pong size. French Village reports quarter size hail. So definitely some hail around the area, but this storm is the main one. These storms going into Illinois looks like it is weakening. But I would be on the lookout for this storm here. And we'll wait for the new radar coming in, new radar update coming through. I appreciate everybody coming out. I was on the fence about live stream, but then I was like, you know what? We should probably just go live, hang out with everybody, see how everybody's doing. So let's see what the radar update is coming through. And yeah, still strong storm going right towards Fenton right now. Once again, not severe at all. But we do have some hail, especially some hail if we put on the hail tracker here. Hasn't updated yet, but there is hail with this storm. Some small golf ball size is possible, but if you're anywhere near this north of Paulina Hills, anywhere on Tesson Ferry Road going towards 270 near Concord, I would be on the lookout because this storm is going to be fairly heavy in strength. I wish I had access to these cameras so I could just, turn them. So you can see, not quite sure where that is. I think that's coming right into the Fenton area. Someone probably knows 141 at Hawkins Gladiator. But you can see the storm is rolling right through this location. So this is probably the best view that we got of that storm. But you can see it's very heavy. The headlights are on. Dark skies are around the Fenton area. But once again, nothing severe at the current moment. Yes, the weather video will still be going up in about 2 hours. Yes. Because we do have more severe weather on the way. Wednesday looks pretty big in the severe weather department. A lot of stuff still has to be worked out and hopefully comes together. This is basically the fail mode that we're looking at here. So it could have been worse, but we had a lot of rain and then we had a little bit of a late start. So this is just behind the cold front. So once this rain is moving through, it's probably going to feel a little bit cooler outside. Let's check down near the red bud. Yeah, so it looks like that red bud, near red bud, I think you'll be okay. Ping pong sized hail is possible, but so far looking okay. Karen, I am watching and Potosi for you just for that storm on the backside. But don't think it's going to do much. But it had a history of being severe. And so it looks like it's starting to come into the Fenton region right now. It is going to cause some problems in the Fenton region. Some hail is possible with this. Let's see if I can get this up. Oh, ad. I'm not going to watch that. Let me see if I can get a camera. Yeah, you can see right off behind the storms. Perfectly nice out. Looked like nothing even happened. So once these storms go through, once it starts to weaken a little bit, we'll probably wrap up the live stream. Let's see what the Oakville camera is looking at. Probably off in the distance on the Oakville camera. Yeah, a little bit off in the distance for the camera. But once again, we're just watching the Fenton storm right here going into Sunset Hills and Sappington Lakeshire Park. Storm right over downtown St. Louis for the Cardinals game. So that's pretty nice. But I do think the delay will be just brief. A brief delay is possible. I thought I had it loaded, but I guess I don't have it loaded. Not seeing anything there. If this is facing the right way, we might get something. Because it'll be coming up right up 55 here. Right at the curve. There we go. Now we have something to look at. Let me adjust it. There we go. Move that. Oh, wait. No, wrong one. Not tornado possible, folks. Don't get scared. But there we go. So we should be able to see the storm come right up to the camera here. But it looks like once it does, we do have a little strength going to Glen Carbon. So Glen Carbon, be on alert just for some small isolated hail with these storms. But like I said, nothing is severe with this. But just wanted to be here just in case if you guys get scared. Just so you guys are not worried. Yeah, this actually did not follow the model, the weather model, as I'm looking at this. Well, I guess it did at the last minute. So, but it looks like this storm is starting to split here. Looks like it's starting to break up in two, but right over on top of Fenton right now, we are seeing some pretty interesting rain right now. Interesting rain. I always listen to these live streams on the back. I might have missed it because I'm joining in from work. How's Chesterfield? My friends are asking. Chesterfield at the current moment looks okay. So this is actually looking towards Chesterfield, Canaan. Can't find what camera. Yeah, this is looking towards Chesterfield. So everything looks okay. Looks like some nice skies out there. But the main point of concern and for the purpose of the live stream at the moment is the storm going right over Fenton right now. Not receiving any reports besides just some hail with this. Some hail right over the Fenton is being reported at the moment. Yeah, everybody's actually pretty surprised that we got a little something something. Me too. And I think you'll be okay. I think you'll be okay from this storm. Right near Arnold is just to the north of you. So I think you'll be okay. I think you can keep the car outside, Ann. But the last of the storm here is going towards the downtown St. Louis area, towards the Arch, towards Busch Stadium again. So one more storm is going to be impacting the Cardinals game. And they got one more game today with the Twins, and then they go have the Angels. So we'll be able to see Mike Trout. So that will be kind of nice. If he's playing. Is Mike Trout playing? I don't even know. Probably not. I'm just watching this last little bit of storm. Looks like some rain on the backside is just starting to form, but nothing too all significant. But right over Sunset Hill, Sappington, Lakeshire is where the storm is headed. Or where it's currently over, I should say. But I think, Anne, I think you'll be okay. Nothing worried. Let me see if I can go through here. Oh, it's 20 seconds. Okay. Looking at reports. Marion, Illinois does have some reports of hail, golf ball size. But while we have a quick second, want to check on the storms down here. Potosi still looking fine, but we do have that storm coming on the backside there. And some light rain near Festus, maybe some DeSoto rain, but it looks like just some hail at the moment for the red. But you're currently not in a warning, but barely on a tornado watch. So not really too all concerned there. Well, let's check this again. If it doesn't look too crazy, I think we'll wrap up the live stream. Okay, hasn't updated in a while. Not seeing any wind with this. Yeah, not seeing anything crazy with this. That was a crazy storm that we had here. Do 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 do. Trying to find the camera. Yeah, the Oakville camera would show it, but it's not really showing anything. So, and it looks like we're right near the Route 30 here. I guess I could try to find the camera there. Let's go here. The camera 5 was take a look at the cameras. Storm chasing with cameras. Not seeing anything. Where's that going? 270 at Gravois. What's that right down here? Yeah, so there's some rain. Not looking too all crazy. So there's some slow traffic because we're supposed to drive slow, and some people don't know how to drive. But it looks like it's gone all the way into the downtown St. Louis. Glen Carbon is currently getting some rain as well, so nothing too all crazy. Nice unwarned storm near Alhambra. I like that name. Just north of Pocahontas. Nice little thunderstorm action. Not warned or nothing. You can see the severe storms, tornado potential, shifted off to the east. That we were supposed to get that, but luckily the fail modes were failing, and we only got a little bit of hail. So this looks like the last of it. Looks like the hail potential is starting to shrink a little bit with this storm. So I think we will wrap up the live stream here. Not seeing anything crazy. Yeah, maybe some small hail, but not looking anything crazy or worth staying on for. But any final questions, comments, concerns before I get ready to roll off the stream here? But overall, after this, once this passes through, not really expecting anything too crazy. So once we get in Illinois, we had our storm potential today, so not really expecting it to do much. You can see they're weakening right when they get to the other side of the river. So not really expecting too much. But the last storm we have is in Marlboro, Wilbur Park, Lakeshire, heading towards downtown St. Louis. But I do believe, once again, to the Illinois side, we should be okay. And I'm just waiting on here for the arch camera to load. And we'll take a peek here because we might be able to see something. Yeah, so there's some heavy rain at the arch camera here. Here's a live look at the St. Louis Arch, courtesy of EarthCam. And I don't know if the riverboat is going. It looks like the riverboat is going down there. Not okay. So it looks like the riverboat is going, but it is going to have some problems on the way back. The lights are on at Bush Stadium, but like I said, we're not seeing any wall clouds, thunderstorm. There's some classic thunderstorms, no tornadoes, and some very isolated hail have been reported around the area. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like the live stream. It really does tell me that you guys like these videos and updates. I wasn't planning on go live, but I wanted to see you guys. I missed you guys. But we'll take a look at the radar new scan coming in. Very small thunderstorm that does have some intensity with it. We are waiting for the scan to go around town, but the red bud, like I said, you'll be okay in the hill department. But Karen, if you're still watching, watch this storm on the backside. I don't think it'll do much because you have a lot, but you're just near the tornado watch. This small little storm is trying to do something here. You guys see that? It's trying. It's going towards right downtown. I got the camera on the left side of the screen. You can't see it, but I am watching and we'll see if anything pops off there. Let's see. I think we should still be in a rain delay for the Cardinals game. Looks like it there. So, but yeah, this storm down here that's moving towards the downtown area, I would be on the lookout for downtown St. Louis. You're going to have some small hail just between 44 and 55. So it looks like Arnold escaped out of this for this time. So that's nice because they did have some storms before and it wasn't pleasant the last time. So, but this is the last of it. Once this goes through, we'll be okay for the rest of the evening because nothing on the backside. The cold front is moving through. Should feel cold or cooler outside. Rain, cooled air. In our video in about 50 minutes, you can watch it a little bit after this live stream. We do have more severe weather on the way. So this is not the last time you're going to see me. We do have more on the way. And we'll switch it back to the St. Louis Arch cam because you can see on the left side of the screen the heavy rain moving into towards the camera. Yeah, not quite sure why the boat was going out, but I'm pretty sure those people are probably not happy. Or is it indoors? I'm not sure if it's indoors. Haven't been on it. I think we're supposed to go on it. But yeah, it's moving right towards Tower Grove, Botanical Heights, and right near Jameson Avenue. So that's where it's currently headed right now. But you can definitely see on the left side of the screen here of the St. Louis Arch camera is picking up some rain. Like I said, we're not looking at tornadoes here. So seeing if the weather station updated. We have a spectrum outage. So I believe. Once again, it's heading towards downtown. Oh, yeah, and the camera just got hit with the spot of rain. Look at this real quick. Right in the middle of the camera. Very good aim for the camera. But like I said, this is the last big part of the storm here. So St. Louis City is going to be up next for the severe storms. Looks like, oh, I'm not sure why it's not updating in the chat. But it looks like Mom sent a donation. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, the comments are just out of order, but I really do appreciate the donation, Mom. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. But the last part of the storm here is going through. Oh, wow. It cleared out. Cleared out at Bush Stadium right now. I wish I had the feed, but we are winning 8-2, which is kind of nice. So Stadium did clear out. But yeah, this last storm here, it is the last of it, which is starting to weaken a little bit from the last scans as we go through. Yeah, starting to weaken a little bit. So if it weakens one more scan, I think we'll probably wrap up the live stream. But yeah, you can definitely see the rain starting to overtake the camera in downtown St. Louis. So this is the perfect time to go to Ballpark Village. This is probably where everybody is at Ballpark Village. So Ballpark Village is getting some lucky business. And let's wait for the radar update. I think it's updating every 2 minutes. Let's see. Every 3 minutes. So we'll wait for the last radar scan. If there's nothing crazy, we're probably going to head on out. So let's head back over here. And like I said, folks, a sneak peek into the weather video while we're waiting for the radar update. Hey, everyone, if you're watching, you get a sneak peek of what the weather video is going to be because they have upgraded the risk for day 3. No, yeah, day 4. One of the days. So, quick video update here before you watch the video. So, Tuesday, they actually updated. So, a little bit outdated in our video, but we do have severe weather possible on Tuesday night. So, that's round number 1. We have a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale and a 2 out of 5 near Lincoln County for the severe weather scale on Tuesday. So, we have Tuesday severe weather and we have Wednesday. Wednesday has been upgraded to the max potential 30% probability of severe weather. Usually indicates like a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So there you go. That will be what we're talking about in the video in just a little bit. But this storm has weakened now. So I think we're going to head off now. Maybe some isolated hail heading to downtown St. Louis. But overall, not expecting anything. You can see on the camera, not anything significant, some dark clouds, but I think we'll be okay. Let me get this back in stock. But yeah, we will be talking about the severe weather potential in our video. But I think for now, then we're going to head off. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. And you'll see me in the video. And you'll see me next week for more severe weather. So till then, take care. And we'll see you later. Oh, also, thank you for watching.